This is a bulk package of 26 clear 12-ounce bottles. I was sent these to review for free. If you wanted to purchase them, they would cost you about $1 a bottle, $26 for this package. They haven't paid me for my review, and my opinions remain my own. Alright, so we get 26 of these clear plastic bottles, and they are supposed to have a sealing ring so that they are watertight. I see what looks like kind of a styrofoam-ish pad up here that looks like it might compress and be watertight. The lids are relatively flexible, so that might be good in that they might not crack if dropped, but they don't feel particularly strong. Now, the bottom of the bottle here says recyclable #1 PET. So, according to the markings, this is a PET plastic bottle. Now, the listing said something about polyvinyl chloride or PVC, so it's possible the lid is made out of PVC. It doesn't have any markings that I can see on it. The threads are relatively big, and so it takes maybe a quarter turn to kind of lock this guy on in place, and it feels like it's locked on pretty well there. So on the listing, these are marketed as sensory bottles, or you can store juice in them, or snacks, or craft supplies. So it does appear to be watertight. Nothing's coming out there. So this little, I would say it looks like styrofoam. I'm going to see if I can dig that out. I mean, it looks like a kind of a styrofoam there. The interior here has some markings that say QC-3, but that's the only marking I see. And I don't know, let me see how this guy works without that styrofoam in there. So it's not obviously leaking without the styrofoam. I tightened it as tight as it got. It had a little water pop out there. So I've loosened the lid, and some liquid can drip out when I've loosened the lid. But I mean, that's really loose there. So if you tighten it down, even without this little piece of styrofoam in there, it seems to be a pretty good connection. So if you put water, oil, something in here, it's not coming out unless the lid opens up. It's not difficult to untwist the lid, however, so you have to be careful. You might need to put a piece of clear tape around it just to make sure kids don't accidentally open the lid. So PETs, that's perfectly safe for juice. I don't know the contents of the cap. I mean, theoretically, if it's upright, it's not really in contact with the liquid inside too much. I think this styrofoam is kind of like you see inside of a lot of drink containers to seal things up. So I was originally thinking of putting dioramas inside here. So the bottle, they claim a 2-inch bottle, and it's basically 2.2 on the outside, so it's probably certainly 2 inches on the inside. Now, the opening here is significantly less than that, so it's less than 1 1/4. It's like 1.14 inches. So anything you want to put in there will have to fit within that opening. So you could get small minifigures in there, but nothing bigger than your typical kind of 1-inch base. So height-wise, the main bottle here is just a hair under 6 inches. If you go all the way to the cap, it's about 7 inches.